Welcome back, Ninja community and persons who have watched my quality statement disclaimer video. If you haven't seen that already, you should probably go and check that out. Now in this video, I'm going to be covering some of the lower body strikes within this form. This is not a recognized traditional Chinese or Japanese martial arts style, and I will also cover some of the application of the lower body strikes, as well as explain in part of why it is performed that way in this form. I'll also cover a technique that is unique to this form. Again, it is not a recognized traditional Chinese or Japanese martial arts style. It's called Thunder from Under the Mountain, and I will show its ambiguous application of how it can be applied unarmed, with weapons, with different weapons. Let's see, I will use 3 different weapons in the demonstration. Now I'll begin with going over my quality statement and disclaimer. I'll mention that the viewer understands my quality statement and disclaimer video. Additionally, agrees to treat this video as is with ballistic protection. That means, in short, I don't have a seal on it, so I don't guarantee the techniques and or your application of the techniques. The viewer agrees that this is my intellectual property. Also, if you shouldn't own ballistic protection, then you shouldn't be watching this video. And if you're watching this video with the intention of using its content to commit a crime, that is also additionally a crime. If you use my content in committing a crime, that could be also a crime. So I'll begin with the lower body strikes, and probably throw everything around. Okay, here we go. Okay, the first lower body strike, hold the weapon. Okay, here we go. The first lower body strike is a lead inside crescent. Okay, the lead inside crescent, let's see, is essentially a parry. It also does not pivot at the heel, or does not pivot the foot at all, nor cock to flag its movement. This makes it very difficult for an opponent to know what you're doing. Also, how it applies, or one application, as some of the other viewers have seen before, most of the techniques have ambiguous applications, is a parry of your opponent's kick. Okay? If it is done from their lead kick, or depending on the side that they're throwing from and the stance they are in, could throw them to their dead side, that would be their back to you, or could throw them off balance and make it to where your strikes, upper body strikes, have a lot more power, more damage. Okay, so the first move, the first lower body technique is an inside crescent. Okay, the second move is water crashes against water. That is the ninja poetry attached to it. Water crashes against water is from the rear, and it throws a kick to typically the kneecap. Again, it does not pivot at the feet, but the upper body strikes typically are pivoting over all of the feet, over all of the foot. The lower body strikes typically do not pivot. So the first one was the lead inside crescent, or could be called, if I could remember the poetry. The second one is water crashes against water. It is typically done at the kneecap. Usually kicks at close range don't have as much power, or even girth within some Kung Fu styles that are recognized, that typically does pivot on the foot as they strike. At even closer range, water crashes against water can be done at the kneecap. It is typically slightly modified to facilitate how close you are. And it can even be done even higher at further distances, say at the groin. Okay, so those moves are, let's see, for the lead is an inside crescent, and then water crashes against water, and the follow-up techniques for water crashing against water could lead into traps or bind-ups or more like standing grapples, rather as opposed to just upper body grapples. You could trap your opponent using the lower body. The next move is from the rear, as opposed to this. This is a crescent done low. Okay, it is called biting the hoof. Okay. Usually, the application is that your opponent has outstepped you or is in a wide stance up near you, and you strike the inside of their ankle, throwing them off balance. Okay. This move, biting the hoof, could be done at the ankle. Okay. If the strikes are missed, this one, which looks biting the hoof, looks that could step into changing your lead. Okay. So you have the first three are lead inside crescent, water crashes against water, biting the hoof. Okay, and it looks this way as okay. There's also a girt in this form, again not a recognized form, that has a girt that is similar to a kick, because it is typically done at the groin. It is done in a motion that changes your lead. Okay, it is done if it's stopped. It's done here. Okay, it does not cock or chamber or pivot as it strikes. It is a very fast movement and can change your lead. Okay. Let's see. Up close, the girts, the lower body strikes within this form are still applicable as opposed to, and effective, as opposed to some of the other forms that are recognized and are traditional, or recognized as traditional Chinese and Japanese martial arts styles, typically lose power and effectiveness or effectiveness at up close range, like in standing grapples. Let's see. Now, moving on to the Thunder from Under the Mountain, which is unique to this form, unique to my intellectual property, is essentially an uppercut, or a pivoting uppercut, as some people would call it. It's typically not done as the first initial strike. The first initial strike would typically be a distraction hit. One of my favorite is a slap to the side of the head. Okay? Well, not done to me, but to my opponent, the distraction hit, a slap to the side of the head. It does not cock the arm lower. It keeps the arm above the belly button. Okay? And from this movement here, twists or pivots the entirety of the body as it does a diagonal uppercut, typically meeting at the chin, neck, or upper chest or sternum. So that movement or technique Thunder from Under the Mountain, performed unarmed, is usually a distraction hit by slapping your opponent on the side of the head, and a diagonal uppercut from there. Okay? So it can typically look pretty fast, or can be pretty fast. Okay, with a Kubotan, it would look slightly different. So the slap to the side of the head, and with a Kubotan, you would just basically be holding your fist in how most styles would hold a fist. Okay, so the slap to the side of the head and an uppercut. Or Thunder from Under the Mountain, which is pivoting the entire body, right? It's very difficult for an opponent to avoid the strike. So let's do this one. Okay, so with a sai, it would look like a slap to the side of the head from here. Okay. With a tonfa, I will show 3 versions with the tonfa. The move comes from the distraction hit, Thunder from Under the Mountain, or a distraction hit, Thunder from Under the Mountain, or distraction hit, Thunder from Under the Mountain, distraction hit, Thunder from Under the Mountain. Okay. So, if you liked my video so far, or if you watched it this far, you should probably hit like really hard like a ninja. And let's see, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel to be alerted for when I do random videos on YouTube. And you can check me out on my Facebook under my artist name, or my 10th Ninja name under Mel-El. That's M-E-L-E-L. And feel free to comment on this video and or other videos of mine. If you want to know more about techniques with the sai or other weapons, check out my other videos. And let's see. Share my video with people who are ninja, but not with people who ought to be ninja'd, okay? Because they might accidentally learn something. So until next time, stay ninja, my friend. Stay ninja.